Time for the business news now, and Stephen Carroll is with us in studio. Morning, Stephen.
Hi, Eve.
We're going to start crossing that in the United States, where that security breach, which was already the biggest ever, is even bigger than we ever thought.
That's right. Yahoo now says that all 3 billion of its accounts were affected by a theft of data back in 2013. That's compared to its previous estimate of just 1 billion. Now, the hack had already forced Yahoo to cut its selling price for new owners Verizon, but the revelations may well multiply the legal troubles for the US telecoms giant, which paid almost $4.5 billion for Yahoo in a deal concluded earlier this year. Francois Weibo has the story.
Every single Yahoo account was hacked. Parent company Verizon revealed that the 2013 data breach affected all 3 billion user accounts, tripling what was already the largest cyber attack in history. The US internet provider sought to reassure customers.
Verizon is committed to the highest standards of accountability and transparency, and we proactively work to ensure the safety and security of our users and networks in an evolving landscape of online threats.
The actual number of individuals affected is likely below 3 billion, as many Yahoo users hold multiple accounts. But the cyber attack has been a costly one for the fallen web giant. After the last hacking revelations, Verizon renegotiated the price tag for buying Yahoo, knocking off $350 million. The sale was completed in June, and Yahoo now operates as part of Verizon's subsidiary Oath, along with AOL. A spokesperson for Oath said the recent revelations would not affect the terms of the deal. Verizon had already agreed to split any legal costs with previous owner Altaba. The hackers stole email addresses, encrypted passwords, phone numbers, and dates of birth, raising major concerns over how Yahoo stores and protects clients' data. The company already faces 41 class action lawsuits, but the implication of additional accounts could see that number rise.
We're going to turn next to Puerto Rico and comments from US President Donald Trump giving investors food for thought.
Now, even before Hurricane Maria hit the island, the US territory had already been struggling with more than $70 billion worth of debt. The island's government had filed for a form of bankruptcy in May of this year. In an interview on Fox News after his visit to Puerto Rico, the US president said the island's creditors could say goodbye to the money that they were owed. He told the channel that they owe a lot of money to your friends on Wall Street, and we're going to have to wipe that out. Those comments causing Puerto Rico's bond yields to rise in trading afterwards.
And more generally, what's happening on the market, Stephen?
We're starting in Europe, where shares opening pretty flat at the start of the trading day here. We've got Germany's DAX back in business after being closed yesterday. It's up by 0.4%. Car makers generally leading the gains. That's after some strong data on auto sales coming out of the US on Tuesday. Over in Asia, still fairly quiet on the Asian markets. We've got mainland Chinese and South Korean markets closed all this week. The Nikkei in Tokyo hit a 2-year high earlier, but finished the day down 0.1%. We move on now with some more of the day's business headlines. The European Union is expected to tell Amazon to pay hundreds of millions of euros in back taxes over an alleged sweetheart tax deal with Luxembourg. The Financial Times says the ruling will be announced later this Wednesday. It follows a 3-year investigation into tax arrangements between the online retail giant and Luxembourg. And the new boss of Ford Motors plans to cut $14 billion in costs as part of an overhaul of the business. Jim Hackett took over in May and has been conducting a 100-day review of the carmaker's operations. He plans to focus Ford on trucks, SUVs and electric vehicles, and planning to drop some of its car models.
And finally, from you, Stephen, it's nearly the end of an era on its way for the Paris Metro.
Yes, the paper tickets that are still used in the French capital's metro system are set to disappear by 2019. They're going to be replaced by smartphone tickets or a rechargeable card. The first trials will begin next year with the end of the paper and the monthly Navigo passes set for summer of 2019. With this move, Paris will be catching up with other European cities which have been using contactless bank cards and smartphone payments for some time. The new system is expected to cost €12.5 million to put into place.
Interesting. I guess better for the environment.
True, and they could become collector's items as well. All those metro tickets that never worked the first time.
So I should hold on to them then. Stephen Carroll with the Business News. Thanks indeed. It's time